Hi, my name is Laci and welcome in my home in Slovakia. Summer is here, so in this video I would like to guide you how to choose your kite board and how to properly set it up.
Run the track, take it sativa.
Welcome to the beautiful island of Jamaica.
Oh, you mean?
Where it's 96 degrees in the shade.
Yeah.
Empress Sativa and Melamun.
So first, how do you know which board is right for you? Let's look at the four main attributes. Most important attribute of the board is the size. Smaller sized boards below your chest are faster and more turnable, which makes them perfect for old schoolers and freeriders. However, for beginners, bigger sized boards are better since it's easier to water start and keep planing. New school riders also choose slightly bigger boards since they are easier to go upwind, they have more pop and easier landings. Second, you have to check what materials is your board made of. Wooden core is a standard these days, and more expensive boards adds material like carbon and Kevlar, which makes them more durable, lighter and more stiff. Stiffness improves the overall performance of the board. How easy is to go upwind or control your board through the chop. Next thing you should look at is your board's bottom. Cheaper board has a flat bottom, which results in a less control and more slippery on the water. More advanced board has various concaves, which can be single, double or even quad. Board with a concave gets riders more control and upwind performance. And now it's time to decide if you want to mount regular straps or wake style boots. Straps are much more easier to use, safer, and you can make tricks like board offs or one foots. Using wake style boots on a kite board is much more dangerous than straps. With the straps you can every time put your board off, and when you crash you simply slide off your board. With the boots, every time you crash you slam on the water, which can lead to the injury. However, riding with boots gives you much more control over your board since you can rotate and jump more aggressive and your board never goes off. Landings are also much more easier and comfortable. I highly recommend sticking to the straps for beginning. But once you master the basic handle passes and you know how to crash, it's time for the boots that will add up to your style and aggressive riding. Okay, so now when you chose your board, let's set it up. First you have to decide on your stance. You can simply find out your stance by standing on a comfortable, balanced position. Right here, it is your optimal stance. Try it out on the water and later you can experiment a little bit. Wider stances will give you a little bit more control and balance on the board. On the other hand, tighter stances will give you more turnability and faster rotations in the air. When you know your stance, play a little bit around with your pad on your board and find the holes that represent your stance. Your straps have to be screwed in very hard so they never come off. So remember, always do it when your straps and board is dry. When you have new pads, they will be a little bit stiff, so it will require a little bit of your patience to get it in the right position first, but after it will be very easy. After some time your screws can wear off, so if you are on the beach and your pads are not holding so good, you can find some small piece of thread and bind it around the screw. You have to choose how tight or loose you will position your straps. Loose straps will result in much more easier to use. They are safer for beginners and allows you safely to do tricks like board offs and one footers. If you want to change them more tighter, you simply open them, keep your feet in and pull in your straps. Remember, it will feel much more different when the pads and straps are wet, so try it also in the water. When the straps are tighter, you will have much more control from the board, so it's better for new school tricks when you spin radically, and it's also easier to land your tricks. Now what about this thing? Board handles are very useful for beginners since it's super easy to put on your board when you're in deep water. But once you're advanced, they become useless, so you can throw them away. Even when you're doing tricks like board off, you can grab the rail of your board, which is much more cool. Now how to choose your fins? In general, the bigger fins are always better since you have more bore control and it's easier to go upwind. When you're riding in shallow areas, you can maybe go for smaller fins, so it's not so easy to catch the bottom. Another reason for a smaller fins, maybe you do wake style riding or simply matter of choice. And when you're screwing your fins on the board, always place them with the bigger side turned on the side of the board. To extend lifetime of your equipment, always check for some small scratches or damages. And when you find something like that, take a sandpaper and quick fix it so it's not getting bigger. The same thing also applies for a board's bottom and the edges. So now you're ready for a session. I hope this video gave you some useful insight, and if you have any other questions, please leave me a comment. Bye.